Man, I feel like I'm at like a job interview or something like that with hot chicks on the wall.
I know, right? Welcome everybody. Through the Eyes of the Unknown, segment 3. Segment 2, I kind of interviewed myself. And today we are sitting here with Jason. Jason, how do you pronounce your last name?
It's Chely. Chely. C-H-E-L-Y. Jason Chely.
Jason Chely. So we're sitting here with Jason Chely. Now, Jason, what is your current project right now?
My current project, the one that's basically playing out live right now, is a band called The Profusely's. You can find us on Facebook and all that stuff. That's a band based out of Watkins Glen. We do your typical classic rock, blues stuff and everything.
Cool.
But we're a jam band, kind of like the Grateful Dead was, kind of like Fish was, and everything like that. So that's like my main go-to project right now for as far as playing out, but I got my hands in so many different other things. I play a lot.
Yeah, well, feel free to explain, you know.
I'm working on an acoustic duo with a local guitar player, vocalist Paul Speck.
Okay.
Me and him, we're going to be doing the acoustic duo. I'll basically be taking over for Tom Wamsley.
Oh, okay.
That was playing with Paul.
Yep.
I got Pub Fiction. You interviewed Adam, our bass player. Working on that. Very, very excited about that. That's going to be.
Yeah, by what Adam was saying, it's going to be pretty cool.
It's going to be a monstrous band.
Cool.
Really, really excited about it.
Yeah, and I know all you guys are like equally talented when it comes to playing music.
Yeah.
So, like I said before, Pub Fiction, you're going to want to check them out on Facebook, as well as the Profusely's. So, go ahead.
I mean, basically, other than that, I mean, I jam with a lot of friends. I mean, you know how it goes, you know, being a local musician.
Yeah.
I mean, your circle of friends are the people that you play with.
Absolutely.
So,
yep.
I got a number of friends that I play with just on, you know, for fun and everything like that, you know, creative outlets. A buddy that I work with. We have kind of like a band together, and we do all original stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
So there's that. I jam with a local singer. He also bounces at Kahuna's, Marshall, and my God, the guy's got a voice like an angel. You know, like Otis Redding, all those old school blues singers and everything like that.
Now talking about old school, how old are you?
I'm 27.
Oh, so you're still kind of a youngin' yet.
Still kind of a youngin', yeah.
Now, what were you listening to growing up?
Oh God, that well, I'm the youngest out of 3 kids. So I mean, there's my sister, she's the oldest, my brother, and then me. So basically, I listen to their music. My sister, I mean, growing up, you know, I was 89, so I went through the 90s and everything like that as young kid. So she was listening to Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Hanson. I mean, I'll be guilty of saying this. You know, I stole her Hanson CD. MMMBop was awesome. You know, and then my brother, he was big into the hip hop and rap and everything like that. So I was listening to Snoop Dogg and, you know, all that other stuff through him too. And then my mom is from Texas, so I listened to country through her, like George Jones, Garth Brooks, and all that. And my dad, he kind of like held the classic rock, but I never listened to my dad's music.
Yeah.
He liked the Aerosmith, you know, Spin Doctors and all that stuff. You know?
It sounds like he would get along with my old man. My old man was really into that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and you said your mom was listening to country.
Yeah.
And that's back when country wasn't this pop country shit you hear nowadays.
Yes.
It was real, genuine country.
Yes,
So,
it was. I mean, like I said, I mean, it was George Jones, Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, Shania Twain.
Yeah.
You know, hey.
Who can forget Shania? Now, explain to us a little bit about the equipment that you're using.
I use all my amplification and everything like that is all Marshall. I use a Mode 4 Marshall stack, which was made, I do believe, in the late 90s or something like that. They were actually discontinued, but I mean, a couple of guitar players in the industry use them and everything like that. My go-to guitar is a Schecter. I meant to bring it here.
Good choice.
Yeah. I mean, love Schecters, but it's a Schecter White Diamond series. I think it's like a C+1 or something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. And then, of course, I got the pedal board. I use a Dunlop Crybaby wah, a Digitech digital delay. I have a couple of Danelectro pedals, kind of like little cheapo pedals. I got a chorus pedal, a fuzz pedal. A lot of that stuff, though, I use in the profusely's. And a band like Pub Fiction, I mainly just like to go straight amp, just because it's a lot more aggressive.
The crunch. Balls.
Yeah. You got a lot more aggressive sound, which for the music that we do is required. And everything like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of bells and whistles. When I started playing guitar, I dreamed about having Marshalls. I mean, Marshall was like, when I got into rock, that's what all my idols were playing. Angus from AC/DC, Jimmy Page. I think later in Zeppelin's career, I think he used Marshall and everything like that. Jimi Hendrix, stacks of Marshalls. Zakk Wylde, stacks of Marshalls.
Yeah.
So, but Marshall is always my go-to amp.
Very nice. And all that stuff is expensive too, kids. So get online and check it out. I guarantee you.
Yes. Yes.
Now you're talking about all those guys. What are you listening to currently that is a big influence on you?
Geez, I just got into a band, Crowbot. If you ever heard.
I've heard of Crowbot. I've never heard them, but I've heard of them.
It's cool, just groove rock. I mean, it's heavy.
Yeah.
It is heavy, but I mean, it's very melodic vocals and everything like that. Like, I mean, I love heavy metal and heavy music and hardcore music. But I mean, I like nice melodic vocals.
Yeah.
That's what we shot for in Silent Self.
Yeah.
With Adam on vocals, and those heavy, groovy guitar riffs. So I've been listening to a lot of Crowbot. Recently, got really into Caius. They were a '90s band, groove metal all the way. I mean, I'm a huge groove metal fan.
Yeah.
Clutch. I'm always listening to
Yeah,
Clutch.
a lot of people like Clutch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just absolutely great band. Great band. Great fusion of the hard rock and the blues element. And I mean, just a really, really, really good band.
Nice. Now, was there any one person, like a musician or a family member, that kind of showed you an instrument to pick up and play?
I didn't. I had my cousin Mary, from my father's side. She played, and I got to see her perform once, and but she was playing bass. But I always remember her having a guitar. She was a great singer. She played in the churches and everything like that. Had a couple of bands and everything. Moved out of the area. Tried to make it, I got big, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Down in what is it, Asheville, North Carolina, or something like that. But as far as family, that's kind of the only person that I really remember playing in my family.
Yeah.
I don't come from like a long line of musicians, like
Yeah, kind of like I did in my previous interview with interviewing myself. Is my grandmother had 12 kids, and all of my uncles, there's 7 of them, all of them but one play guitar, or they sing, or, And of course, then again, not every person has 12 aunts or uncles. So my grandparents were going at it a lot. Grandpa would snap the old suspenders and say, well, Sylvia, let's do it again.
Nothing like a good
Sylvia is my grandmother's name and also my wife's name, so don't get those two confused. Now, when you practice, do you practice every day, or do you go by tablature, sheet music? Do you just listen and try and match notes?
I'm basically, I played for 12 years. I'm basically self-taught. I only took lessons for a month, and then I kind of decided to myself, you know what, maybe instead of wasting my parents' money on this where I'm not really getting that far in my lessons, I can go at a better pace doing it myself. So I do a lot by ear. I can sight read, chord sheets and everything like that just through, playing bass in another round. It really taught me a lot about where the notes are on a neck. Because with a bass, you only got, well, if you're playing a 4-string, you you got 4 strings to really, memorize what notes, go where and everything like that. So I can sight read notes and everything like that. I can't read standard notation, just kind of flew right out of my head.
Well, that's one thing that Jeff Plate was teaching me with drumming is reading sheet music and quarter notes, half notes, triplets, whole notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, 32nd notes. It's never ending. It's a different language, and it's difficult. So if you guys are taking up music, it's difficult. It's like learning a foreign language. It's a pain in the ass. Yes. You will get frustrated. You will throw things, and you will cuss.
Yes, a lot.
So, is there anything difficult that you found about music? Any hardships?
Oh man, there's hardships all over the place in music. Especially, I mean, and it's always when you come across people with different point of views. Because I think that's what's kind of like a double-edged sword when it comes to musicians. We're always, fighting and struggling to get better, and then when you come into a band context, not a lot of people know how to work within a band context. Mm-hmm. A lot of people get in their own way. I've played with a couple of people where it's just all like, man, you're really cool outside, but when we get into a jam area, man, you kind of become,
a dick.
Yeah. I wanted to, stay clear from cussing, but yeah, you get kind of like a dick.
Yeah. Cussing is encouraged.
Okay.
We're a local area rock and rollers, so we can cuss and all that stuff. But we can even flip the bird if we want to.
Damn right. So, but no, that's what I've always found is that you run into a lot of hard times as a musician if you're really going for it. Which I've thoroughly tried, past couple of years that I've been in the local scene. If you're really going for it and you're passionate about it, mm-hmm. sometimes your passion's going to get stomped on. It's all about how you're going to react to it. So it's a double-edged sword about how you act and how you act with people. That's kind of what I've found is, the trickery or the hardship of being a musician.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as playing the instrument, it's too much fun to get mad or
Yep. I mean, especially during gigs. I mean, you do all this practice, you put all this energy into practice, then you go play a gig, and you're supposed to have fun either way, whether there's a crowd or not a crowd. But everybody knows we as musicians have more fun when there is a crowd and there's people singing along.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to perform at our best either way. But I encourage everybody to go check out a local show. Even if there is a cover charge, pay the cover charge because it's going to go towards the band.
Exactly. Pay the $5, have a good time.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt anybody.
And help the band stay alive. Make sure the venue owner has them back and whatnot.
Yes.
See, there's another question. Oh, when it comes to playing gigs, and before you go on stage, do you get nervous?
I used to. It's kind of like, I don't know, I can imagine it's probably like the same thing for like an athlete. I mean, you train and you train and you practice and you practice, and then all of a sudden it's game day. It's like, that's what you've been preparing for. If you know your stuff, or if you're an athlete, football player, and you know your plays, there's no sense of, being nervous if you know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. I've had gigs where I've went in and, there's a new song that we got to play and I didn't touch up on it. And when that song comes up, I start to get a little, you might get nervous in the moment, mm-hmm. but when you're setting up and everything like that, because local musicians, we are our own roadies, you're too busy, thinking about other things, and I mean, nerves never come up unless it's in the moment. Yeah. I've gotten nervous when I've broken a string and I don't have any backups.
Yeah, that can be nerve-wracking.
Yeah, but I mean, you do your best to be prepared, to have the right frame of mind and everything like that. Don't make an ass of yourself. But no, I mean, recently, I used to get nervous a lot when I first started playing out. Mm-hmm. You don't know what to expect from crowds or your bandmates even.
Yeah.
If it's a new band, first show out, you know, you practice and you practice, but you can't practice a live show scenario.
Yeah.
So I've caught myself nervous in those times, but you know, like another round ran for 2 years. About that last 6 months of gigs, you know, you couldn't sense an itch of nervousness on that stage. You know, it was all, you know, okay, here we go, boom, 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 fire on all cylinders. So no, nowadays, no, it's never really nervousness, just anxiousness.
Yeah. When you do know the songs, it is just anxiousness to play them and see how a crowd reacts and stuff. Now, when you were in Silent Self, you played guitar, correct?
Yes. I was actually, sorry, I got getting dings on my phone. Yes, I was the guitar player. We went through 2 lineup changes. Silent Self was around for 2 years. But yeah, I was, you know, the original guitar player, aside from everyone else that kind of came through the door. So it was an interesting time. If you ever get a chance to write original music with a lot of friends, do it. It's awesome. But you got to be prepared for unsuspecting twists and turns.
Yeah. You know. Everybody's got that different frame of mind, like you stated before. You know?
Yes.
Now, when it comes to writing guitar riffs or writing songs or lyrically, how did you put everything together? How did you come up with a riff?
Mainly, let's see, in the first year of Silent Self, when we became Silent Self, because our missing piece was Jeff Holslander. We didn't have a drummer. We tried out a couple of drummers and everything like that. No one really came in and was just all like, okay, that's the piece. So I put out a Craigslist ad, got Jeff in the mix and everything like that. And we had a guitar player, Justin Van Riper, and I played with Justin for about 5-6 years. In previous bands and projects, nothing ever really took off. But we kept on playing together. He was a great songwriter. I mean, he kind of was the backbone as far as guitar riffs. And I was the typical lead guitar player. It was just like, okay, tell me where my lead spot is and I'll write a solo.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I didn't have any, not any, a lot of input as far as like order of songs, riffs and everything like that. I kind of, you know, stayed out of that, you know, and I just wanted to be, you know, the one that kind of decorated the cake with guitar licks and everything like that.
Yeah.
Jeff was a great leader for us as far as structuring a song, how to break up a riff or anything like that. So there was a lot of collaboration, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, but as far as guitar riffs, year 1, Justin wrote a lot of our music. And going into year 2, we lost Justin and we lost our original singer, Mike Roberts, and I kind of found myself writing more guitar riffs. We brought in Adam Bush on vocals, and then Matt Germano on guitar, both from Well Strung. We kind of had a cousin band there because we were sharing Jeff, you know, so we always called ourselves Soundgarden and Pearl Jam when it came to our drummer because we viewed Jeff as Matt Cameron.
They had the same drummer. So.
So we were kind of like viewing it as that. So when we kind of was just like, well, do we continue the band? We're just like, you know what? Why not? If we can improve it, let's do it. So we got Adam, we got Matt, and then, I mean, something kind of clicked with me. I just started writing a lot of cool riffs, you know. Jeff was getting me into heavier music, you know, more diversity in guitar riffs, you know, because I was, you know, still listening to Zeppelin and AC/DC. There was no evolution there for me as a guitar player, but he introduced me to Clutch, Lamb of God, and all that stuff, and I was just all like, whoa.
Yeah.
So it did. It opened up whole new avenues for me as a guitar player and what, you know, a guitar riff should be, you know. So yeah, first year I didn't do a lot of writing. Second year I did a lot of writing on the guitar stuff for Silent Self. When it came to vocals, lyrics, melodies, it was all the singers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the first year, Mike wrote all of his lyrics. He did all of his melodies and everything like that. Of course, suggestions were always welcomed.
Oh, yeah.
We did the same thing with Adam, you know, but the trick was that Adam had never been a lead singer. So, but Adam excelled at it, which was really good.
I had no idea that Adam had such a good voice the way he does.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, I'll put a link to the bands if I can figure it out. This is all new to me.
Yeah.
I'll put a link to the bands down in the description, and you guys can check these guys out for yourself.
Yeah.
So, the last thing that I want to ask you is, there any words of encouragement for younger guys, or even the guys that are still playing right now? Do you have anything you want to say to them?
The only thing that rings in my mind, I was actually told this by I guess he was like a music teacher, when I was taking lessons. And it was the day that I left my lessons. And everyone in the music store was just like, oh, Jason's quitting his lessons. So, when I was leaving, one of the teachers there, he didn't teach me, but he came up to me and he said, so I hear you're quitting lessons. I was like, yeah. He was like, well, you quitting playing? And I was like, no, I still want to play. And to your question, and it always rings with me, he told me something that I still keep to myself, you know, 12 years later. Listen to everything, even if you don't like it. If you don't like it, find out something that you do like about it. That's a little confusing, because why would you listen to something that you don't like?
Yeah.
I mean, we listen to music, you know, when we don't even realize it. When we're driving in the car, we've just got a radio station on, and we could just be thinking about something else.
Yeah.
And a song is playing in our ears. So even if you don't like something, find out what you do like about it. Because I think that's what makes a musician to continue keep growing. You know, it's hard to find new inspirations with everything that you just keep on listening to. Like I said, I got into the classic rock and I was there. That was the bread and butter, you know, nothing else was better. But, you know, I start listening to new bands of today and, you know, and everything like that. Even if I don't like it, if I'm riding in one of my friend's cars and, you know, they got, you know, all this heavy, aggressive, screaming stuff on, you know, I like it, but I don't like it. You know, I like the instrumentations, I don't like the vocals.
There's, you know, and that's the thing a lot with the newer metal. I mean, a lot of it's give and take. I mean, when I say this, I know I'm gonna get a lot of metalheads that are butthurt, but all music is repetitious. But I'm gonna be honest, heavy metal is really repetitious.
Yes.
Because in every song, you've got the breakdowns, you've got the really fast double kick, you got the quick rolls. It might be in a different pattern arrangement, but every song has got that. But then again, that kind of might go hand in hand with saying, well, every song has got this kind of guitar sound or this type of vocal sound or whatever, you know. So, I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's got their own opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion. Don't let anybody ever tell you that. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean they're wrong. It is what it is. And the internet's full of assholes and dickheads. But you, like Nicole Arbor said, I don't know if you know Nicole Arbor, the hottest chick on YouTube right now. She's funny, she's witty. I've actually got a video coming up with my top 5 favorite YouTubers.
Okay.
I'm going to do that later this week, and she's actually #1.
Awesome. But, spoiler alert.
Yeah. So, Jason Shelley, Pulp Fiction, and the Profusely's. I'll post a link in the bottom of the description here. And thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. And like I say, everybody, be good to each other and take care of each other.